it up, Mr. Locario.
It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. This one right here is Ask Mr. Locario. So this is when you send me your questions, I'm going to answer it. And we are going to get into it. So this first one today is from my dude, Darnell from London. He says, hey, Mr. Locario, I recently found your videos, and I must say that you give a lot of good content on your YouTube channels with a lot of great advice. I'm from London, England, and emailing you to see if you have an answer for something. I'm emailing you to ask if you could figure out why a lot of women do this. Basically, I'm a black guy around 6'1", similar build to you, if not a bit slimmer, and I notice a lot of the time when I walk past women in the street, they always look down when they walk past me. It happens quite a lot and makes me wonder if I'm doing something wrong. I get the impression that these women are scared of me, and it makes me feel really fucked up at times. I can't help the way I look, and it's not like I'm even staring at them, and sometimes I don't even make eye contact with them at all, but I can see them look down with my peripheral vision. Some of the women that walk past and look down are really attractive, and I would like to approach them, but I take it that they don't want me to because they look down. What I don't understand is I hear that women won't make eye contact with a guy they find unattractive, but then they won't make eye contact with a guy they do find attractive, and that to me is confusing as hell. All right, understand that. And he says, I'm not looking for eye contact. I just wish women would just walk past me normally without putting their head down, even if they don't look at me. I'd be fine with that. Do you know if this happens to anybody? Has this ever happened to you? If so, why do women do this? And what can I do to reduce this happening? Thanks a lot. All right. So, this is the thing. A lot of times, it's women. You have to remember this, guys, and pay attention to this. And this is why you can't follow a woman's lead, because in this email, you know, you're saying like, hey, these girls are looking down, and it's making me feel fucked up. And no matter what a woman does, it should not make you feel any particular way about yourself. You understand what I'm saying? First of all, right? Now, the thing is that, and this is what you have to remember, women also get nervous. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times you'll be walking past a girl and she might see you looking at her, and then she'll put her head down, or she might be looking at you, and she'll move her eyes away or whatever. And a lot of times women are nervous when you approach them or when you talk to them. So that's just nervous energy, them looking down. So this is why I say, look, you can't really go off of their vibe like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, in any situation that you're dealing with women, you got to remember that you have to be the one to control that situation. You got to be the one to say, okay, well, I see her, I want to talk to her, I'm going to go up to her. Even if she's looking down, you go up to her, you say, hey, what's going on, how you doing? And then you see how the vibe is from there, and then you just keep it going. And then if she's like being standoffish, if she's, not trying to talk, and you just keep it moving. But a lot of times the girls will look down because they're nervous as hell. They're like, oh, the guy, this guy's going to come up to me. I don't know what to say. Shit like that. Like, girls get nervous too. So, don't sit there and try to take the lead of the woman and feel like, well, she's not looking at me, so I'm not going to go talk to her. And there was a part where you said that you were confused because you were saying that some girls, if they find you attractive, they won't look at you, and if they do find you attractive, they won't look at you. If they don't find you attractive, they won't look at you. So it's kind of confusing, and that's the thing. It's like there are times when girls are going to choose you because they're looking at you and they think they're attracted to you and they're checking you out, and it's obvious. But sometimes a girl might not check you out like in your thing. She might look down. She might feel that nervous energy within herself, which makes her look down and not want to look at you. You understand? And a lot of times, women, what they do is that they don't make it obvious a lot of times when they're checking a guy out. Like, for example, there's this store in Lower Manhattan. I forgot the name of the store, but they usually have these two guys standing outside the store with their shirts off, and it's like beachwear or some shit, right? So girls, they'll walk by and I look at the girls and see how they react to the guys with the shirts off. You understand? Because Girls, they try to act like, oh, they don't care about a guy looking good. That's not gonna make them want to fuck them. But girls still like to look at attractive guys. You understand? If they think the guy's attractive, they'll check them out. Now, I noticed that the girls, they'll do a sneak peek at the nigga, but they don't like, if we see some girl with titties out, we gonna stare. Girls, they don't stare. They feel funny about staring sometimes. They don't want people to know that they're, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of girls, they will do that. So these girls that are looking down, or when they're walking past you, it's just probably a lot of nervous energy. So what you got to do is not focus on that and just continue to talk to them. You go up to them and start the conversation, because I guarantee you, more than half the girls are doing it because they're nervous, or they probably peeped you already, and then when they got to you, they was like, okay, it's like a reflex too, because sometimes they might not want to talk to a guy, or might not want to, want him to think she's checking him out, so she'll automatically do that, and it becomes like a reflex. You understand? So that could be it too, but you just don't pay attention to that, and you keep on hollering at the chicks. You understand? And then the chicks who are feeling you they're gonna gravitate toward you. So don't follow their reactions. If you see a girl, no matter if she's putting her head down, I don't care if she's looking in the window somewhere else and whatever, you go and holler, and then you see what's up. All right? So that's for that. So next question we got from my dude Chris. Chris says, and this is a good one. He said, I think I'm having some issues because I think I'm having some issues because I'm not really interested in women. I'm not gay, and I find women attractive, but the stuff they pull is an instant turnoff for me. Example, I was on vacation in South Beach with my friends, and in the club, a girl walked up to me and said, hey, would you like to buy me a drink? Like I'm going to receive some type of pleasure from buying her a drink. I'm currently 20 years old and have had sex a couple of times from girls who just came straight forward on some just trying to fuck shit. And each time I was disappointed. I guess where I'm getting at is that I don't feel chasing women is worth my time, but all my friends, my family and friends think something is wrong with me. Now, I do eventually want to end up with some hot girls, but the time, patience, money, and the stuff they expect me to put up with is just a deal breaker for me. Do you think there's something wrong with me and I should just adapt to chasing like other guys, or is there something I'm just not doing right? Okay, this is a very, very, very good question, I could say, or whatever, right? So basically, Chris, he likes chicks, but I think a lot of guys can relate to this. He's tired of having to go through, spending a lot of time, spending a lot of energy trying to deal with these women, right? Now, this is what it really is, okay? When you're dealing with women, you're trying to get a number of different girls, you're going to go through shit that is not going to be that fun sometimes. You're going to be like, yo, I don't feel like dealing with this. I don't feel like having to go on all these dates. I don't feel like, and, you don't feel like talking to them on the phone or texting or trying, you just have you're like, okay, I want to have sex. I want to, do this and then be out or whatever, right? Now, the thing is this. When you're first dealing with women and you're trying to build a team of women that you can talk to, right? At first, you're going to have to put in some sort of effort to get to the point where you have a number of girls around to have access to. And this is what in my book, actually, How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, teaches you guys. You understand? And this is the thing. You can't escape the BS that comes along with dealing with women. And it's going to get frustrating sometimes. I guarantee you're going to get frustrated. That's just, it's because you have an idea of how you want things to go. You put forth effort, and then sometimes shit don't work out with certain girls. And, you feel like you wasted a lot of time with certain girls. Now, the thing is this, is that the more girls you talk to, the more time and energy you put into learning how to become comfortable with yourself around women and understanding your style and how you want to come across and what you want to do and your own agenda. And you bring that energy to these women, it makes it a little bit easier once you start to talk to them, and then you start to get more girls, and then you start to not feel this energy of damn, like, you know, getting girls is a fucking hassle. The thing is that that feeling of getting girls is a hassle won't technically change, but your perspective on how easy or hard or how much energy it needs to be put forth will change depending on how you feel about yourself in those situations. So I'm gonna give you an example, right? Now, if you're a guy and you're talking to you're trying to get girls, right? And let's say you like, I just want to have a whole bunch of girls like I have sex with here and now and again, and do that, right? So if you're doing this, if you're trying to get some girls, what's going to happen is that when you're first starting out, you're going to have to get over your nervousness of talking to girls. Once you get over that nervous feeling, and sometimes that nervousness doesn't go away. It's still there in certain spots, but it gets a little bit better. Now, let's say you get a little bit better at approaching girls. Now you're starting to approach girls, so that same nervousness you had isn't as strong as it was. So now it's a little bit easier for you to just talk. Now, let's say now you're saying, okay, well, I'm talking to girls, but I need to find ways to get more, exchange more numbers and get girls to hit me back. Now, once you start getting good at that, you say, okay, now I know my style of how to get these girls to hit me back. Now, once you start getting good at that and then you start talking to more girls, you've gotten to a point where you say, okay, I know that I have the ability to get a number of different girls. Now, since I've been on this journey of trying to get women, I've noticed something about myself. I've noticed that I don't like chicks who I have to go on 6 or 7 dates to have sex with them. So the next time I deal with a girl, and if I feel like going out with a girl and, just on a coffee date just to see how she is, I know that I'm going to cut off a girl at a certain point, because I know this about me, and I know that I've done been with girls to the point where I've only been with them twice and had sex and blah blah blah. So you have the ability, because that happened only through the process of you first going through the bullshit of getting to that point to know that you can do that. Now, like I said, once you get to that point, you say, okay, well, I don't like going on all these dates with girls. So now if it's a 4th date coming, you say, I'm going to cut this chick off, right? Next. Once you start to have that mind state of I'm cutting these chicks off if shit ain't happening the way I want, right? You start to understand the type of girls who give you sex quicker. You can recognize them better, because you start to see the patterns of the girls who were, who you were having sex with and having the most fun with. So you say, okay, I notice when I go to this area, there's more cooperative girls versus this area. I notice that these type of girls, are trying to have more sex than these type of girls. I notice when I talk to a girl, and usually when girls start saying this thing, I'm having more sex than when girls are starting to say this thing. So a lot of it is you have to build yourself up. You have to build it to the point where you have something. Your experience has to be so intact that you basically start to understand what you need to do to get your results faster, in order to get your results quicker, so you don't have to deal with certain things. And that only comes when you have the experience, when you actually put forth that effort at first, and then you build to a space where you getting these girls faster and quicker and not having to deal with so much bullshit. You make it possible because you've done the groundwork before. I'll give you a really, really, really easy example to wrap this all up. Because let's say, for example, if you wanted to be rich, and the reason why you wanted to be rich was because that you can have enough money to basically go and travel, do whatever you want, buy whatever you want, and get whatever you want. Now, let's say you was like, damn, I wish I was rich because I really love cars and I want to buy a car, right? Now, let's say if you was just working, at a regular job, you might be like, damn, I want a car, but I gotta go through this bullshit of saving all this money and then it's going to take me a year and a half to save up this amount of money in order to get this car, and so you're like, damn, I got to do all of this shit, right? Now, then you realize, like, damn, it's so much bullshit. I can't get rich just, I can't get a whole bunch of cars just by working at this job. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to say, okay, well, fuck this job. I'll probably work for it a little bit, but then I'm going to start my own business on the side and grind for years. And then once you start grinding, you start making money on your own business, you start getting that paper up. And then it's easier for you to get those cars because you've went through the bullshit that it took to get to that level to be able to make that amount of money to get the cars. And going through that bullshit was realizing, well, this job sucks. I need to make a different move. I need to make a business plan. I need to make sure that I got to get the plan going. Once I got the plan going, I got to figure out what's making sense, what's not making sense. I see money coming in here. I see money coming in here. I'm starting to make a lot more money. I have enough money to afford these cars now. It's easier for me to get the goal of me having these cars. You understand what I'm saying? So, Chris, when you're talking about, you're tired of the nonsense, and should I just, do I need to chase all these women? Do I need to still do this and that? And I feel your frustration, but you have to remember, in order for you to make it easy for you later on, you need to do the grinding now. Do you understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people who teach you about dealing with chicks and getting with chicks always tell you the bullshit of, oh yeah, it's just easy. Just say this line to her, say that line to her. No. You got to build your shit. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is, and like I said, you guys, trust me, get my book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Tells you step by step how to do this shit, what I'm talking about. You have to really build your team and build it up, and it shows you how to do that. You understand? Because if you want it easy, if you want it to be easy for you to get with these girls, trust me, you need to understand the amount of effort you need to put into to be able to make it easy for you later. You understand? And it's not just about getting the girls, it's about your yourself, your mind, how you feel about shit, how your energy, because in your email you were saying, you just don't feel you just don't feel it. You're just like not like you like, look, I'm not gay. I'm just frustrated. It's annoying. I don't feel like having to go through this shit. And the thing is that you're gonna have to go through certain things sometimes to reach that goal. You understand? So you got to go through it first. Realize what the what's gonna make it easy for you. What's the parts you can throw away. What's gonna what style of doing what you do is gonna get you there faster. And once you basically master yourself and master what you're trying to do, then that's when it's gonna get a little bit more easy. It's gonna flow more because of all the energy and the work you put in beforehand. You understand?
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.